This is an audio test. Does the sound actually work? This is an audio test. Sound actually work? Oh, I think it does. Nice. Okay, cool. We have sound. Let me move this. There we go. Is this working? I think so. Yo, what's up, everybody? What's good? Oh, man. I guess I should run that inspect element thing to get rid of the join notifications. I did that before, and I didn't save that anywhere, but I'm sure I could come up with it again on the spot, right? Is it muffled? If it's muffled, I can work on the audio. What? He's different now? Audio's fine? Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm going through, I have a little mic on, I don't know if you guys can see it, I have a little mic right here on my chest. We'll see if it's actually good, because I plan on moving around a little bit during this live. It's going to take a little bit to get started here. You can hear me? Okay, cool. Yeah, we're getting started here. I got the chat on my laptop. This makes my life a little bit easier. There you go. Can you see this? This is available on my merch store. It says you wouldn't exit Vim. It's not possible. Something seems wrong here. It's a different class. Okay. Oh, because I don't have buttons for you guys. That's cool. All right, it's going to take a little bit to get going here, but we're almost there. Bear with me. There we go. Okay, cool. Now I got the chat, so it is just showing me your actual chat messages. So yeah, what's going on, everyone? Today I'm going to be installing Illumos, which is an operating system very similar, like if you guys have installed Linux before, it's similar to that, on this little mini computer. And why am I using this mini computer? Because it has 2 NICs, so this thing will eventually be my router. But to get started, I got to get something installed on it, so that's what's happening today. So yeah, we're going to be installing, specifically, the name of the operating system is OmniOS. I'll type it in the chat for anyone curious. And the name of the kernel that it uses is the Illumos kernel. Illumos kernel. So I typed that into chat. So, yep. So yeah, all right, we'll get there. What's going on? Let's see if my chat's actually working. Okay, cool. Yo, what's up, Paper Tigers? Sammy Panda, what's going on? Do you remember me? Of course I remember you. There's a couple people, there's probably like a handful of people, like a dozen or two people that comment regularly on my stuff, and their names and their profile picture combinations stick out to me. So Sammy Panda, you are one of those people that when I see like your name and your profile picture, I'm like, oh yeah, like I remember this person. They're awesome. Let's see. Do you like Nix/NixOS? I've never used it. I've been meaning to spend some time with it, but so far I've never used it. Is this camera angle weird? It's weird that I'm not looking at the camera. Should I change this or is this fine? I guess once we get going, we'll see. So let me go. I don't know how I'm going to keep this chat open. I don't think there's really an easy way to do that. Let's see. If I pull the chat here, I don't need to see myself. There we go. Okay, cool. I can get the chat on the left side of the screen, and I can do all my work here on the right. So we're going to download OmniOS, and OmniOS is a USB disk image, so I'll just be able to DD to a USB disk. Yeah, a little bit left. Yeah, I think I agree. I could also angle it up a little bit more. Yeah, why don't I just go behind it? I can actually see the camera like this. There we go. It'll make more sense once that monitor actually gets used. All right, so let's see. We are downloading the OmniOS image. Cool. Is that a Raspberry Pi? Nope. This is Ventoy. I've played with Ventoy a little bit. It's like the USB booter where you can boot like multiple operating systems on it, right? I'm not using that currently. I'm just going to DD this entire USB Illumos to this entire USB stick. So this is I think the company is B-Link, Beelink, I believe. It's just like a little mini PC. I couldn't even really tell you the specs. The specs are good enough for a router. The important thing is that there are 2 NICs on it. That is very important to me. 2 network interfaces so I can actually turn this thing into a router eventually. Let's see. What protein powder do you use? Oh, I don't know if you can see it in the background. It's Axe and Sledge. That's what I use. Do cd/dot pipe it to sudo-rm-rf. I heard it cleans up your system. Did you just make up a bunch of those commands? I'm going to cd to /dot, so that directory might not exist. I'm going to pipe that, which cd is not going to have any output, to sudo-rm-rf. Do you think sudo takes a -rm and f flag? I think you got a lot of that syntax wrong. But yeah, no, Ventoy seems like it's really cool. It'd be cool to have like one USB stick that had like everything on it, like memtest and all that crap. Let's see if I can spin the protein powder around. Also, how is the audio? I'm using a lav mic that I've never used before, so it should be consistent regardless of where I walk. There we go. Not sponsored, but you know, in case people care. Not sponsored either, but here is the mug that you can get on my merch store. It's in my bio. You wouldn't exit Vim. It's not possible. It's such a stupid design. Let's see. Okay, so where are we? We are downloading the USB stick. Did that finish? I think it finished. Okay, so the USB stick is downloaded. Pop open a terminal. Let's do a disk util list. This USB stick, 31 gigs, is disk 6. Disk util, unmount disk 6. CD into downloads. I realize you guys can't probably see this terminal. I could try and make it big, but it probably wouldn't work, right? Let's try this actually. Here's what I'll do. Move this to a different window. I'll try to boost this up. I don't think this is going to work really, but CD to downloads. Now we can do a DD. Yeah, it's not going to work. DD if equals OmniOS. OF equals /dev/rdisk6. Great, now I can't even see it. BS equals, I don't know, 4 megabytes, 4M. And then permission denied because we need sudo. Put the password in. And okay, now we are DDing the drive to the USB stick, or DDing the image to the USB stick. So that's awesome. Let's see. What's going on, everyone? Yeah, I will try out Ventoy, and I will keep that in mind. Thank you for the space in the partition. Happy Sunday, everyone. Yo, happy Sunday. Yeah, so DD is running right now. We are copying the data to the actual USB stick. It's not possible to share the screen. This is just meant to be sort of like a Hangout stream. I'm doing it right off of my phone that's connected on the tripod, so this is a little bit scuffed of a layout for now. I'll let that go, and I'll set this up. So let's plug in the monitor. Okay. Monitor's plugged in. Oh, it came with an HDMI cord. That is super nice. I will use HDMI once to install it, and then I'll probably never have to touch it again. It's actually has some sick ports, USB, USB-C. It's got a headphone port. It's got 2 HDMI and a bunch of USB on the back. This is a cool little computer. Like I said, I didn't need much out of the specs. I just needed it to have 2 network cards and some, NVMe storage and to be very quiet. I just want it to be quiet. All right, so we'll plug this bad boy in. And we'll plug in the monitor. There's a DD wrapper thing that makes it so easy that I'm forgetting. If you're a DD Pro, you don't need it, but let me look for it. Yeah, I wouldn't call myself a DD Pro, but I know the basics when it comes to just reading from a file and writing to like a block special device. So as long as you have like the basics, you can do, I don't know, that covers 99% of the use case of DD for me. Does it work? Hopefully it works. Okay, DD is done. Nice. Disk util, eject, disk 6. All right, it's ejected. Let's see. I should be already asleep, but we'll watch once it's re-uploaded. Could you maybe, like in a sentence, tell me your personal opinion about immutable OSs? I know nothing about them. I literally have, so I would have no opinion to give you on them. I don't even know, like, really what that means. What are you using this for? Sort of like a Pi-hole? Kind of. It's going to be a bunch of things. It's going to be my router. It's going to be my DNS server. It's going to be my DHCP server. It's going to be my WireGuard, so I can kind of VPN into my home network. It's going to be doing a lot of that stuff. All that stuff used to live on a different server, and when that server crashed, I realized I was too reliant on it, so I want to kind of like branch out and have multiple servers that do it. Look at those slippers. Can I get them in the merch store? No, these are Amazon special, baby. I love my little home slippers. They're the best. Let's see. Which Linux do you use? I use Void Linux when I have to use Linux, but right now we're installing a Lumos, so that is not Linux. That is different. Why do they call you a boomer? Because of the command or because you're ejecting a disk? You should always eject a disk. Absolutely, you should run sync 8,000 times and then eject a disk. Otherwise, are you really doing work? Let's see. Put the USB in the back. Put the keyboard in the front. And I guess let's just boot it up and see. I don't even know what this computer will do when I boot it up. Ooh, that's very quiet. That is very nice. Let's see. Thoughts on Fedora? Don't use it. Don't really know anything about it. All right, we're booting up. Is this Windows? Does this come with Windows installed on it? Oh my god, that's so lame if it does. I mean, cool, I guess. You just plug it in and it works. That's probably, it's probably good for most people. Whatever. Okay, it totally is Windows. Cool. So let's turn that off. And let's try and get it to boot off the USB. Because we don't care about that. Did it just go to sleep? I don't know. Whatever. Unplugging it. Plugging it back in. All right, what do you guys think it is? You think it's delete? You think it's F2? You think it's F8? It could be anything. It's kind of like a Nook. It's just a mini PC. It's not Intel. Hey, there we go. Now we're in the BIOS. Thank God. Okay, here are our boot options. Can I just boot off of something once? There might be a way to like override the boot options, right? Whatever, let's just swap these. There we go. We'll put USB at the top. And then we'll just reboot and it should just work. Keyboard not detected, press F1 to continue. Yeah, I love that. That's great. Oh, I will have to put this thing on the network. No, that's Windows. That's Windows. It's booting Windows, right? I think it's booting Windows. Gosh darn it. I wonder why it's doing that. But for now, let me go hook the network in. Safe boot enabled? Yeah, it might be something like that. God, I hate modern computers so much. Safe boot? You mean convoluted? Yeah. I don't know which interface it considers first, but my rule of thumb is I use the interface that's closest to the display port as my LAN. And as long as I follow that rule, I'm pretty much good every time. All right, let's try, let's just do like an F12, F8 type of thing, and maybe we'll get to a boot menu. Because I don't need to change it forever, I just need to just do it once. So yeah, this is IT in a nutshell. Dude, this Windows thing, man, is crazy. Do escape, F2, delete, and we'll get back in there. There we go. All right, what do we got here? Do we have like a fast boot, quiet boot enabled? Let's disable that. Fast boot is disabled, that's cool. Yeah, it reset it. Did I not save these or what? Is it not seeing? It doesn't even see the USB. Huh. That's the other thing. Sometimes you have to like tell it the USB is a disk and it will work better. But I don't actually think it's seeing the USB, so that could be a problem. Oh, there we go. It sees it. Let's force it to be a hard disk. Will I have that option here now? Well, let's just see what happens. All right, cool. I'm going to let this thing boot. I'm going to go plug in the networking. I'll be right back. Which port is open? That one. Cool. I hope that's not VLAN tagged. Oh, we got Windows. Nice. Cool. That sucks. Oh my god. Gotta be something going on weird here. Let's Alright. Let's try again. Let's see what we got. I'm pressing every button. I wonder if I should just like, is it just escape? Is it just F2? This is trash. I wish it didn't come with an operating system installed, so then it wouldn't just log into Windows. It would just be easier if it just hung at the screen that said like error no OS detected. It'd make my life so much easier. All right, good enough. We made it back here. What do we have going on here? What is the problem here? It keeps resetting. This thing keeps switching up on me. No, it doesn't actually. It has USB first, but we did say that it should show up as a hard drive. So here's what we'll do. Let's move Windows all the way to the bottom. We're going to boot everything else before we even try to boot Windows. Let's see what that does. No. Oh, wait a minute. Boot override. Okay, this is interesting. The boot override doesn't actually even see the USB drive, so this could be a problem. Interesting. I don't know what this is. Oh, it went right into the UEFI shell. Okay. Is there a reboot in here? Is there an exit? Windows again, dude. This thing sucks. Yeah, I know nothing about secure boot. I just disable it as well. Yo, Paper Tigers, you in the chat? You got any ideas for this? Like, am I doing something obviously wrong? It could be a secure boot thing, but it's not seeing the USB. I pulled the USB DD image of OmniOS from their website. Should I have gotten the ISO instead? I feel like the USB DD image is the right one to get. And then I just DD'd it. Like, I didn't do anything fancy. The only thing I can do here is USB configuration. It says the Kingston Traveler. That's what I have. I could set it back to auto, and we can see. Another thing I can think of is some sort of secure boot garbage. I don't know where that is. I think it's under boot, isn't it? Security? Secure boot. Secure boot's disabled. Okay. That's good. Let's see. That's true. I could try a Linux ISO for sanity. That would make sense just to make sure I'm not crazy. Make sure this machine actually is booting off of it. This could work, though. No, brings me right back to the shell. It's so interesting. What do we have here? All SATA. I don't even think it sees the USB stick. Let's try something. I mean, it does. It does. The BIOS definitely saw it. I think I'll do I'll boot Void Linux. I'll download Void Linux and just see if that works as a sanity check. Legacy might help, even though we support UEFI and Illumos. Okay, I mean, I could try that. Yeah, I just tried another USB port as well. I moved it to the front, so we'll see. It could be weird about just what USB it's in. Where's the legacy option? Where do they even put that? Yeah, okay, so it's at the bottom. That's good. Fast boot off, quiet boot off. Secure boot is disabled. Where's the legacy option? It's not going to be in SATA. USB configuration, what's going on here? Anything important here? Nothing important here. It sees it. It literally, it sees it. I could force it to be seen as a CD-ROM and just boot off of it that way. But yeah. Let's see. Yeah, fast boot disabled. I think fast boot from Windows forces boot from SSD. How would it even know it's Windows? I don't know. I don't know about the UEFI stuff. Is so intertwined with the operating system. It's crazy. It probably the boot disk, honestly. I'll turn off fast boot. We'll see. It might just be the boot disk. I might have to find a different USB stick. I don't know if I have another one. I've used this USB stick successfully in the past, though. So that's why it's weird. Yeah, this ain't working. Here's what we'll do. Nope, I don't want that. Let's download Void Linux. This will be our sanity check. Base live image. Yeah. Okay, that'll take a minute to download. That's fine. Okay. How's my phone doing? Okay, we got good battery life. That is real good. It's gotta be the USB or something. This is so strange. Oh. Yeah, Paper Tigers, I don't know if you're here. It might have to be Legacy. Because when I run a file on it, I can see it's a DOS MBR boot sector. I don't know if that would look different if it's UEFI. So that could be it. What I'll do is I'll do Void Linux just as a sanity check. This will probably take way longer. Disk util, unmount, disk 6, sudo dd if equals void linux, of equals dev rdisk 6, bs equals 4 megs, and okay. No, that was a bad password. Operation not permitted. Oh, now there's something real weird going on with this disk. No, because it came up as disk 4. Yeah, that makes sense. All right, so we're putting Linux on this thing now. Yeah, we'll see. So right now, I'm putting Void Linux on the USB, and this can be my sanity check to see if I can actually boot off of the USB. Once I verify that, then I will go back to Illumos and see what's going on, why it's not working. Beth says, "Hi Dave, I love you." Hi Beth, love you too. Finally got you to say it. Happy anniversary. How are you imaging the USB stick? You probably can't see it, but I'm using DD. Literally, I don't know how well this will show up, but I'm literally just doing a sudo DD with Void Linux. I'm on my Mac. How many bytes is this? 734 megs. Oh, we should almost be done, right? Okay, we're done. Cool. Disk util. Eject. Disk 4. Okay. Let's see. Don't you get back pain with that posture? No, I don't sit like this very often. I'm doing this for this live stream, but typically when I do computer work, it's on my treadmill with a standing desk. So I used to, but the more I use the standing desk, the more that back pain goes away. I do not care about Windows recovery. I never want to see this again for the rest of my life. Okay. There's got to be something I'm missing here. Didn't even boot into the BIOS. This is how I boot into the BIOS. Like, this is just, we got to do better, guys. I don't even, it's, whatever. What do I have here? Kingston Data Traveler. I mean, there it is. That is the USB stick. So I can see it there. So like it knows it's a thing. I have no idea. Paper Tigers. It is B-Link. Remember, BEELINK. I forget what the actual model is, but that's what it is. You can write code when you're walking on a treadmill. Yes, but I have to go slow. I go about 2 miles an hour. That way I can write code. Anything faster, and I can't really comfortably write code. But I'll do that. This isn't even gonna boot now. There's something I'm missing here. This is crazy. Oh, okay, it was just booting that first. That makes sense. I'm disabling fast boot. We're looking here. Everything's down here. Okay, fine. Let's force this to be a CD-ROM drive. Let's just try. I'm very curious. We'll boot the CD-ROM drive first. Save changes and reset. Oh man, coding while walking is actually awesome. Like, it really, really worked for me. It actually allows me to focus, which is crazy. I put music on, I just get in the zone, and I walk for typically like hour and a half to 2 hours every day on the treadmill while I'm programming. It helps a ton. I have the monitor up here, so I have a nice, good posture while I'm doing it. Okay, well, it makes me feel better that it's not just Lumos that's having this problem. Now I'm wondering if it's hardware or if it's just, I don't know. Okay. F7 for boot menu. Okay, that's good. That reset to auto. That's interesting. You know what? Let's just disable the Windows boot because that's ridiculous. I can re-enable it when I install it. Actually, oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I think I remember what to do here. You go to USB. We make this thing show up as a hard disk. Then we go over to the boot options and we cycle through the hard disks that it sees. And it doesn't show up, so that's cool. Never mind. Here we go. USB Kingston Data Traveler, USB drive, BBS priorities. Okay, so that should come up with a USB drive. And now we see the boot option here as a Kingston Traveler. Okay, so I had to actually specify which USB one it is, assuming this works. Let's see. Oh my god, my hair's getting long. Probably cut it soon. Go back to short hair. Windows. Dude, this sucks, man. Part of me wants to open this thing up and just take out the NVMe drive so it will never boot from Windows because this is too much. I swear computers were never this hard before. They used to be easy and they used to be fun. What is this? I can't even tell you what's happening. Oh, get out of here, Beth. I know you'd love it. Now I just want the BIOS back. Oh, I'm so sick of this UEFI shell. I never want to see this. Dude, I don't care about Windows. Oh my god, I wish I could just get it through its head. Bypass DD, leave UEFI on, load BIOS defaults to undo all the changes. It's the disk, it ain't bootstrapping. Why does the disk have anything to do with the BIOS and booting off the machine? Like, I don't even want to get to the part where it loads the disk. Like, that's already beyond where I'm trying to get, so I don't really follow that logic. I already flashed the USB. This is the second time. So we'll see. We'll see. Can it be tested on another machine easily? Unfortunately, not easily. That's the part that's annoying about it. Can I use Windows to boot off the USB stick? There's no way, right? Windows brought me to a little UEFI menu. There's no way. Paper Tigers, there's no way I have to... That's insane. That's insane. Paper Tigers, there's no way that that's real, but that's what just happened. I had to go to the stupid Windows like UEFI thing and then see, okay, and then it brings up this again. My God. Wild. Wild. So if that worked, I was able to get Void Linux. I don't care how I got it. while you are here, wipe that drive. You're right. I should do that, shouldn't I? I should boot into Void Linux and just completely wipe the drive. I like that option. That is what I'm going to do. I am so sick of these stupid little menus. I agree this shouldn't be this hard. I shouldn't have to go into Windows at all. I should be able to go from the BIOS directly to the drive and have it boot up from that. And maybe it's some legacy MBR stuff. I have no idea. But this is not how it should be. Like, I'm never going to set this up. Like, this is garbage. Yeah, once I get Void Linux back up, we're nuking this drive. I'm just going to DD it 0. How much do I need to DD 0? I don't need to DD the whole drive. I could just DD the first, like, Paper Tigers, what's the first, how much do I need to DD to zero it out? Do I just DD like the first 512 bytes, or should I just like DD the first like 100 kilobytes or something? Like zero it out, I mean, to destroy the disk basically. Listen, guys, I don't know why you keep telling me this. Caligula and Etcher or whatever, like, what is the issue? You're not explaining what the issue is. You just keep saying it's the drive. I don't actually know what you're saying. You just keep pointing to this thing. I don't want to try another thing and have it not work, especially because I got it to boot up right here. Throw the machine at the wall. Yeah, I think that'll be useful. All right, we got Void Linux to boot up. It was a bit of a mess getting there, but we got here. What is it, root and Void Linux? Oh, this is so much better. Okay, fdisk-l. Let's take a look. Dev SDA, Microsoft Reserve, Microsoft this, Microsoft that, and that's what we're going to do. Yeah, I know, bro. There is something about the ISO that isn't getting handled properly. No, I disagree with that. I don't think that's the case at all. I don't think it's the case because I've done both Illumos and Void Linux and ran into the same issue. And then when I was able to get to the UEFI menu from Windows, I was able to boot off of it. But we're gonna be able to verify this because I'm going to completely wipe the disk, and that's how we're gonna get around this. So, how are we gonna wipe this disk? We're gonna do a nice little DD if equals dev 0, of equals dev SDA. We're gonna do a BS of 1 meg and a count of, I don't know, let's just do 10. We'll wipe out the first 10 megabytes of the disk. All right. They've been zeroed out. Let's run a sync just to make sure that I'm in Dvorak. All right, cool. So we just completely wiped out the first 10 megabytes of the disk. What does it look like now? Yes, now it is not happy at all. Perfect. So can we do fdev SDA1? Yeah, we don't even need to do anything here. We should just be able to exit. And then let's reboot. All right, so we just obliterated that disk. We'll see what happens. I should have another screen share where you can see the terminal. Ideally, I would. If this was like more of a formal thing, I would do it. This was just meant to be sort of like a fun hangout. But I do want to do an operating system install stream, like legit, like on my computer with an actual capture card and stuff. So, yep. It'd be funny if breaking Windows makes things work. Listen, it's possible. Breaking Windows made things work. Breaking Windows made things work. We just booted right into the operating system that I wanted to boot into. There you go. Like I said, I wanted to take this thing apart and just get rid of the NVMe that had Windows on it because I knew that Windows was doing some BS. So there we go. Red herring. Listen, Rob, I appreciate your theories, but I disagree with all of them. I do not agree with you. Our disk 4. Last thing I DD'd was Void Linux. So let's do OmniOS. All of them? I don't know about all of them, but everything so far. I don't think I need to download an etcher. I don't think it's anything wrong with the USB. I don't think I need to reflash the USB. I don't think any of those were the issue. Yep. I think now that I was able to destroy Windows, I went into Linux, destroyed the Windows partition, basically just wrote some zeros to the beginning of the hard drive. Now it should work how I expect it to. But we'll see. We'll see. Yeah. Paper Tigers, you still there? What do you think? What does Beth Seps think? Should I cut the hair? It's been 2.5 years. I could cut it short again. Okay, we're done. Cool. Sync, disk util, eject, disk 4. All right, it's been ejected. And now we'll do a system restart. Now, I will have to probably go into the BIOS again and disable this UEFI shell thing from booting up. But that's fine. That's a lot easier. Yeah, like this, I don't think I ever really want to see this. Yeah, I don't need it to load a shell. I'll have to figure out why it's doing that first, but I think it's because I put the hard drive all the way at the end of it. Hey, there we go. Powered by Lumos, OmniOS Community Edition. Look at that. We just needed Windows to not exist. The UI... I understand why UEFI exists, but the cross-pollination between an operating system and the underlying BIOS is such a mess. The fact that Windows could cause issues here, I had to go in and just destroy the disk that had Windows on it to get rid of that issue, is insane to me. I understand MBR. It just makes more sense to me that it's more isolated like that. I understand, but it just annoys me. Yes, Dave, cut it. Oh my God. I know. Maybe I'll cut it. We'll see. We'll see how I feel. You might lose subs if you cut the hair. Yeah, it's possible. It's just unruly. It gets annoying sometimes. Yeah, Sammy Panda, I agree. It just shouldn't. It feels like such a weird mixture. It's nice, I guess. I can do BIOS upgrades from Windows, but I don't know. Look at anti-cheat and stuff in Windows. The fact that you can just get down to the BIOS and the kernel like that from a userland process scares the hell out of me, man. Huh. Yeah, it's wild. I still can't believe that word. Talk about deep state. Listen, I've been doing computers for a while. Sometimes you just got to go write some zeros to a hard drive. Okay. Keyboard layout. Where's Dvorak? 12 Dvorak. Okay. Welcome to OmniOS installation menu. What do we do? Find disk, create our pool, install OmniOS straight onto a pre-configured pool. Okay. Find disks. We'll just do the default. Cool. It found my USB disk and the NVMe drive. So number 2 is the NVMe drive. Oh, and you can mix a bunch of stuff. Okay. Right. So we'll put 0 for done. I'm just going to keep it as R pool, which is the root pool. Installing ZFS image for / blah, 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 blah. Please enter a host name or press return if you want OmniOS. I forgot what I was going to call this machine. So we'll just call it OmniOS for now. I can change that later. Please select a continent or ocean. You just specify it with an ocean? That's sick. Huh, that's cool. Let's go Atlantic Ocean. What? This is wild. This is so crazy. Well, now I may have messed up because none of these are mine. So how do I go back? I don't think I go back. You know what? For this installation, we're in Spain. Is there like there's no way to go back, right? Nope, it just needs you to put a number. Oh, that's funny. Oh, it asks you if the above information is correct. That's really funny. Let me catch up on chat real quick. This is really funny. Yo, what's up, Turkey? How you doing? But where are the JSON files? How do you have a computer without JSON? What a wild question. The distro name is OmniOS. Yes, correct. And it's also going to set that as my host name because I just haven't figured out one. Let's go back here. Is the above information correct? No. Let's just do it correctly. We're in the Americas, and oh my god, this is wild. There are so many options here. United States, okay. My god, so many. Cool. All right, so now it's installing the ZFS image. Good enough. If you get the time, could you explain what happened and the bigger concept of installing an OS on a host machine? Yes, I do plan on doing that. So I plan on having like an actual live stream where I do this, but I do it correctly. So I have a better setup. I have a capture device for this machine so we can actually see the terminal better. This was just sort of like a test run. And good thing I did a test run because wow, that Windows stuff was a nightmare. That would make good content. Don't get me wrong. Like I should show what actually happens and not just the happy path. Yeah, so we'll see. How's the driver support right out of the bat? Curious. We're going to find out. I didn't do any checking for this machine to see if anything was supported, so we're going to see and hope that things work. Let's see. Okay, so we have the RPool now. This looks good with that one disk. RPool now is a working and mounted boot environment per above. Once back at the main menu, you configure the initial system settings, reboot or enter the shell or modify your new boot environment. Cool. Yeah, I think we're good to go. Oh, I can configure networking. I can create a user. You can do all sorts of stuff from this. It's been a while since I've done this. This is not my favorite interface. It's very verbose. All right. I have two NICs. So which one is up? They both are in state unknown. One's up, so I don't know which one I don't know which one I'm configuring. Oh boy. Are you doing the live stream from the ancient iPhone you mentioned before? Of course I am. Got the iPhone 13 mini up there right now. It's probably so low on battery. Yeah, see, I don't know which network interface is. I mean, one of them's up, but it doesn't show me which one is up. It just has the stated unknown. I wish it would show me which one is blinking right now. But we'll just configure one of them and hope that we get it right. All right, cool. So we told to use DHCP for that one. Create a user, make a user named Dave. Password will be foo. Change that later. Yeah, pf exec, let's go. Cool, we'll put them in the sudo group, yep. Group name, sudo, require password for sudo, no. I'm gonna change the sudo conf anyways. Set root password. We'll also set that to foo. I'll change that later when I'm not on stream. SSH server, yes, we definitely want that to be on. And that's good. Now it's configured. So now we can just reboot the machine. And I should be able to pull out the USB stick. You have a lot of wood around. I do a lot of woodworking. That is why. All right. I'm gonna try and go to the BIOS boot settings. Yeah, here we go. So we can do some stuff here. Yeah, the UEFI boot shell, we'll disable that. We'll disable, well, we'll just move the hard drive to the top. There we go. Cool. So now it should just boot right into OmniOS without going to the shell. Okay, perfect. This is more like what I'm using. Okay. I only use static IP. So I will actually be using a static IP for this. I'm using DHCP now just to get this thing off the ground so I can SSH into it. But I will be setting it static because the reason is eventually this thing will be running the DHCP server. And I don't want to get a chicken and the egg scenario where I'm dependent on the service to come up that hasn't come up yet before networking is available. So this machine will be an exception on my network. It will be static. Everything on it will be static. And that way it can be the DHCP server. Now the question is it booting? Now it does have DHCP, so what I can do is I can pull up my DHCP dashboard and I can see when new leases are given out, and we'll see when a new lease gets given out. It's possible that I have it in the wrong NIC because I only made one of them DHCP, so it's possible I have to move the networking. I don't see any new DHCP servers now. Imagine having an organized network map. Couldn't be me. Oh, you should see it. I have my notes are text files. I have a network.txt, and in it I have all of my VLANs, all of their IDs, all of the IP addresses that are in use, and what I use them for. So when it comes time to find an IP address, it's actually pretty easy. Cool, so we have OmniOS console login over here. Did it get a DHCP lease? We have a DHCP that was given out 34 seconds ago. That sounds like it might be right. Let's try and SSH into it. And I'm logged in. Cool. I don't know if there's any way to verify that I'm logged in over there, but I am. Cool. Zone name, global zone. All right, what shell am I on? I'm on KSH. That was so interesting. I was like, this is not bash. All right, well, that was quite the adventure, everyone. But now I have an Illumos machine that boots without any sort of weird Windows BIOS takeover, BIOS hostile takeover. I don't like Windows. And I think UEFI is like to blame. They're the biggest thing. It's just, it's so weird. But whatever, we're here. I can SSH into it. It has DHCP on the other interface. I'll have to label these interfaces. I'll put a sticker on it and like use like Sharpie or whatever. But yeah, so I'll just have to configure this. I don't feel like doing that now. I'll do it later. But I do want to do a video where I go over like an install from scratch, like I just did, but actually have the terminal so you guys can see it. I more or less just did this today because it'd be fun, and I didn't want to be like bored while I was setting this up because it can often be boring.